Telling lies. Let's be honest, we've all done it. We've told little white lies and super big ones. Sometimes we get caught and sometimes we don't. Today, I'm going to talk about not telling the truth and a time when I didn't. The story doesn't have the ending you might expect, so keep watching. I'll be right back. Hi everyone, it's Hannah from Chore With Me, the channel where I declutter my home and heart. We already know the heart declutter topic today is talking about honesty. My home declutter is going to be vacuuming and cleaning out the truck. It looks like it needs a little TLC. A while back, I was having a discussion with some friends about telling the truth and how it fits into life. A comment was made that it's more important to make people feel loved and accepted than to be honest, especially if it's something that might hurt or offend them. Now, when you first think about it, it seems somewhat feasible. I mean, who really wants to hurt someone's feelings intentionally? But I just couldn't stop thinking about that statement, and somehow that statement just didn't sit well with me. Here's why. If someone asks your opinion about something, they're most likely doing it because they value your response or your friendship. They probably trust you. So isn't it better to just be honest? Now, there's certainly a kind of tactful way to tell someone the truth. We don't have to be a jerk about it. And if we aren't the tactful kind of personality, maybe it's a great time to develop a new skill set. When I was attending graduate school, I was temporarily living with an elderly woman. Let's call her Miss L. She was an incredibly generous and kind individual and went out of her way to make sure that I had a very nice place to stay while I was living with her. On the day that I moved into her home, she showed me around, she made sure I was comfortable with my room, and then she said she had a surprise for me and brought me into her kitchen. Now her surprise was a huge bowl of homemade rice pudding. I don't like rice pudding. I've had it several times before, and it's just not for me. So there I was. I sat down at her kitchen table, and I kind of had a choice to make. She was looking at me with this big smile on her face, excited for me to take my first bite, and I was pretty sure I wasn't going to like it. But I picked up my spoon, I took a big bite, I swallowed, and I managed to squeak out, "It's delicious." Honestly, I didn't like it at all. It was exactly like I remembered rice pudding to be. Sweet, thick, chewy, and very rice-like. Not what I imagine when I think of pudding. Oh, and by the way, if you like rice pudding, no judgment at all. It's just not my thing. Anyhow, back to my story. I got through that entire bowl of rice pudding and I was so glad it was over, and I was kind of proud of myself that I managed to choke it all down. But funny thing was, it wasn't my last bowl of rice pudding. No, not even close. That sweet lady made me rice pudding every single week that I lived with her. Sometimes she made it twice a week. Miss L would call me up to the kitchen when I got home after a busy day and serve me up a nice fresh batch of that pudding and wanted to know all about my day. So week after week, I choked down rice pudding. In all that time I lived with her, I never told her I didn't like rice pudding. The longer I waited to say something, the more awkward it felt, because then she would know that I hadn't been being honest with her, and I didn't want to disappoint her or make her feel bad. So instead, I let her spend time making me a treat I didn't appreciate or even like. And here's the funny thing, I don't actually think she would have been offended if I told her the truth. I think she probably would have said, "Well, what do you like? I'll make that instead. And why did it take you so long to tell me, silly girl?" Some of you are probably thinking, "Han, it's a dozen bowls of rice pudding. You're overreacting." And maybe I am, but maybe I'm not. I'm sad I didn't have the courage to say, "Miss L, I really like you. I just don't like your rice pudding. In fact, I don't like anyone's rice pudding." This video does have a point, and here it is. I think it's okay to tell the truth, all the time. It's okay to be honest about silly things, like rice pudding. We all value people's ability to be honest with us. If I look chubby in a dress, please, tell me. Having integrity and letting someone know how I feel about something doesn't mean I'm attacking who they are. It doesn't mean I don't like them. It doesn't mean they have to change who they are or what they're wearing. What telling the truth means to me is that I'm sharing something that might be hard to say. I'm making myself a little bit vulnerable. And that's hard to do, especially when I don't know how someone's going to react to what I'm saying. The response I would have for my group of friends is this: I want to be the realest version of myself. And yes, I know that's not proper English word, but I'd like to be known as someone who has integrity and is real about things that other people might not even think are a big deal. And if I practice with rice pudding, the tougher stuff won't be quite so tough, right? This can be a pretty tough topic, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's okay to sometimes tell partial truths or omit truths? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks so much for watching and spending time listening to me today. I really appreciate it. The truck is clean, it's super hot outside, and I need to go back inside. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't, don't. Because, you know, we're trying to tell the truth today. Click the link above if you want to get to know 23 things about me that you didn't know already, and hit the subscribe button to get videos like this one every single Wednesday. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you next week.